let me tell a few things about this Shiva Bhakti, devotion towards Shiva, and how we can use that Shiva Bhakti, the devotion, as a jumping pad to the ultimate divine. As I was telling you this one example, even if the Guru is not enlightened, your very devotion can liberate you. Your very devotion can take you beyond everything. Because it is devotion, it is a quality of devotion that liberates. Not even the person to whom you are devoted. You can see Sri Ramakrishna. Literally he was devoted to a stone. To the stone. He was devoted to a stone. He has got a strong faith and devotion that it is Kali, it is Devi, it is Divine Mother. Even if it is a stone, when you are intensely devoted to it, it liberates you. He was liberated. He was completely liberated. And it is just shocking. He was completely, not only he was liberated, he liberated thousands of people. He helped and gave enlightenment to thousands of people. Vivekananda says beautifully, if we can produce one Ramakrishna, not one stone or one temple, have thousands of stones and temples. Be very clear. It is not to whom or to what you are devoted. The very devotion is the energy. The very devotion helps you to experience the truth. Beautiful story. I just love to tell this story. There was a man in Varanasi. He was staying in the banks of Ganga. Varanasi is the religious capital of India. Per day floating population is 300,000 people. 300,000 people enter into that city every day just to touch and have the blessings of that Shiva in that city. You will be surprised, no industry. The whole city, the only income of that whole city, the only reason for the development of the whole city is few temples of that city, that's all. If you go there, you will see all these things can happen only in India. Cities grow around temples. Even the village in which I was born and brought up, if you see the value, means the amount of money, time, energy spent on building that village temple, and the amount of money, time, energy spent on building that whole remaining village, it is not even 10%. If they have put 100 rupee, 100 men, and 100% energy in building the temple, the whole remaining village, they have put hardly less than 10% of money, 10% of men, and 10% of energy to build the whole remaining village. You will be shocked. 25-acre stone built up area, built up in stone, complete granite, built up area, and all other houses will be made out of wood and the mortar, the cement, brick. This beautiful city, the great city Varanasi, there was a man, very simple, innocent man, uneducated. He wants to have initiation from a priest. He thought that priest was enlightened, and somehow he devoted himself to that priest. Of course, not only that priest was not enlightened, he is not interested in accepting this illiterate man as a disciple. But this man's devotion is such. He decides, I should take initiation from this priest. Let me do something. Then finally, he somehow comes to know about the initiation process. Initiation means the disciple will touch the feet of the master. Master will put the feet on the head of the disciple and give the mantra, means the holy word, sacred word to repeat. This is the initiation. This guy thinks, if I go and lie down in the bank of Ganges, actually early morning the priest will come every day to take bath, early morning 4 o'clock, before the sunrise. If I lie down in the steps, naturally when he walks, he will put his he will put his feet on my head, because it is dark. It is dark. He will not know. He will somehow step on me. So it's a blessing. One more thing. In India there is a habit, strange habit. Even if you do some mistake, you say Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna. People, when they do something like this, they say Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna. The words which you repeat are very powerful. Let me tell you a small story. A remote county village priest, remote county priest, suddenly became a rich guy, and he started going around in Mercedes Benz. The neighbor, the next county priest, he was not able to understand. He asked, what happened? How did he become rich? The priest said, one small technique. When I was giving my Sunday sessions, Sunday sermon, I was praying, standing in front of the crowd and praying. I saw suddenly the whole group was mesmerized, hypnotized. I gave one instruction, let all of you empty your packets. And they all emptied. Now I am rich. These guys said, oh, that is the technique. All right. After 1 month, the priest with Benz car is going around in the Benz, but the second guy did not have any luck. The priest asked, what happened? The technique did not work. Oh, don't ask about that. I was also praying. One moment, suddenly I also realized that I was just holding my rosary and praying. People were completely hypnotized. I could see their heads moving along with the rosary. If the rosary moves this side, their heads are moving this side. The rosary goes this side, the heads are turning this side. The whole congregation was hypnotized. He was about to give instruction to empty their packet. Suddenly, by mistake, the rosary fell. I shouted, shit. Still I am cleaning the church. Be very clear, the words which you use when you are unconscious shows the mental setup. So it is expected any devoted person is supposed to use the words of words related to God or sacred words, even when he is unconscious, even when he does something wrong. So this man also expected, this Ramadas also expected, his would-be guru is a great spiritual person. So naturally when he steps on him, by mistake, he will repeat Ram Ram or Krishna Krishna. He thinks, I will take that as a mantra. Very intelligent plan. He will put his feet on my head and naturally he will slip and he will say Ram or Krishna or some God's name. I will take that as a mantra. He goes to the Ganga steps. Early morning, 4 o'clock, he is lying. The same path in which the priest used to walk. Almost everything was working. But for one thing missed. The priest came, he walked in the same route and he put his feet also on the Ramdas. But because he is not enlightened as Ramdas thought, instead of saying Rama or Krishna, he shouted, oh buffalo, hey buffalo. He just shouted, fool, buffalo. First he shouted as buffalo. But this Ramdas is such a sincere person, he decides, whatever my master uttered is mantra. I'll repeat this word buffalo as my mantra. And he starts. He'll be shocked. He starts repeating that word buffalo, 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 buffalo. Continuously he is repeating. He is sitting and repeating that word. Buffalo, buffalo. Just because of his devotion, the story says, really, Devi appeared and gave darshan to him in the form of buffalo. If it is just a story, we won't believe naturally. There is an historical incident which happened. If it is just a story, we won't, it is just a story for inspiration, forget about it. But there is a history, then you will understand the power of this devotion. The next year, festival time, they were trying to bring the Devi in the procession. When they were trying to bring the Devi in the procession, the door of the main temple is 10 feet height. Devi Murti is only 3 feet height. But when they were trying to bring that Devi, it's not coming out of the door frame, it is stuck. Physically there is nothing. But actually the Devi Murti is not coming out. Something is eating. These priests are trying their best. This priest who initiated him also is trying. Initiated him in the buffalo mantra. He is also trying. The Devi is not coming out. This Ramdas, he was there in the festival. He shouts, hey, don't you see the horns of the Devi is hitting the wall? It is hitting the window, it is hitting the door frame. Just lower a little bit, then she will come out. He was able to see Devi is appearing to him in the form of buffalo. And the horns of that buffalo is hitting the door frame. That is the reason the Murti is not coming out. It's very difficult to believe logically that all these things are possible. Let me tell you one or two more incidents with this historical proof, then we may be able to understand. He shouts, oh priest, oh Gurudev, why don't you lower the statue a little bit? The horn of the Devi is hitting the wall. The priests are shouting at him, fool, don't you have eyes? What are you talking? Where Devi has got horns? Keep quiet. You are being allowed here itself is too much. Get out. They were shouting at him. Then they are trying their best. She is not coming out. Finally, he felt disturbed. Then they are hitting the Devi's horn on the door frame. He just went by force, he pressed the Murti off of feet. Immediately the Murti came out. It came out. The story says he was given darshan by Devi in the same form of buffalo on which he was meditating. And not only she gave darshan, she proved to the whole world through this incident, whoever meditates in whatever form, with whatever name he appears, the divine appears to them in that same form, in that same way. Because in memory of this incident, still now they have a beautiful buffalo created in a silk carpet which will be hanging next to the Devi temple. Still now if you go to Varanasi, on this festival day, they will hang a big curtain in which they have embroidered buffalo in a silk curtain, and the puja will be done to that also. Just in memory of this Ramadas, great devotee who meditated on Devi in the form of buffalo and got enlightened just in the same form, just to respect his devotion. Still now they worship Devi in the form of buffalo with a big golden screen, or a silk screen, the golden embroidery. Not one, thousands of incidents. And one more thing, the person from whom he took mantra, the priest himself is not enlightened. He never had the darshan of Devi. But the devotee, Ramadas, just because of his devotion, not only able to have the darshan, he is able to communicate with the ultimate. Let you be very clear. Don't bother about whether the master is enlightened or not. The very devotion, the very surrender, very sincerity, that sincerity itself has got the power to liberate you, to enlighten you.